y'all. It is June now. Oh, sorry about that. I'm blowing out your speakers there. This is a good little mic right here. It is June, and as you all know, June is LGBT Pride Month. Of course, including everyone that does not specifically land under the LGBT criteria, but is also non-heterosexual and non-cisgender. This is our month to shine. Also, June is subsequently National Masturbation Month, both of which very awesome. While I'm talking about queerness, I would like to make the announcement that I am no longer trying to host meets outside. I am now, well, let me say in person. I'm no longer trying to host in-person meets. I was trying to host them at the library, but I got no attendance, so I stopped doing that. I am now hosting the meets online, and they're in a chat room, and the chat room link will be available on the website during the time period of the meet, or most of the day, and or all day, or just whatever, just a place for all of us, Shreveport, North Louisiana, and all of Louisiana, if everybody wants to jump in on this, to meet. And of course, it's the internet, so anybody else could get on, but the main focus really is people in Shreveport, Bossier, because we need some sort of pride gathering. But I understand that it's hard for people to get out, and then at the same time I was scheduling my meets on days of different events that I did not know were taking place until right before the event. So and then there's weather, and it's already hot outside. It's just I've shifted the meets to the online chat room just to be more convenient. But if I can start going back to trying to host meets in person in a public place that I'm sure would be safe, I will do that. But in the meantime, this is much more convenient for everyone. Anybody can just jump in on it, and it's great. Lovers always welcome, haters never welcome. That's the policy. A lot has happened within the past few months. Just a few months on the gay rights front. Well, I'm sorry, queer rights front. We lost North Carolina, and at the same time we're gaining North Carolina because despite the fact that the government running North Carolina doesn't like same-sex couples, apparently the people do. So that area, I'm going to put that area on a possible retake because the people are noticeably pissed off about what their state government did. And right after that, Obama came out about his support, which I agree was well timed. Instead, because if North Carolina if he said that and then North Carolina passed their judgment saying that they didn't want it, that would have looked kind of bad. And it would have looked, anything that would have happened within the short length of time that I knew about it or saw about it in short length of time, that would look stupid. So it was much more strategic of him to say it after they had made their decision, regardless of what the decision was. And I'm sure some people were looking for me to say something about that sooner, but I don't see it as anything that big unless he's actually going to put something in place to get rid of DOMA and other anti-equal rights laws and put equal rights protections in place. That's when we should get excited. In the meantime, there's a lot going on. There's so much going on. There's always something going on. I just can't. I talked about that kid in Indiana, and he actually had an update in his story. He was attacked because well, you know why he was attacked. He was attacked by somebody who recognized him from the news stories. And unlike his shitty school, his workplace has the total human decency to offer to escort him to and from work in concerns of his safety, because the policies that the mall has he works at do not tolerate that sort of thing, and I definitely applaud them. That is great. I really haven't heard anything going on around here in Louisiana, and I don't really know if that's good or bad. That means we're not moving. It's good and bad. We're not moving backwards, but we're also not moving forwards. I was talking about they were going to try to work on work discrimination here, and I haven't heard any more about that, which means that, well, I don't know what that means. That could mean a lot for Louisiana. That could mean a lot of things because of how shitty our politics are. But all I can do is hope for the best, and when I'm able to leave out of this bitch, I'm gone. I'm taking my textiles with me. Fuck these people. But anyway, it's just so much. I stutter a lot because I'm just so full of emotion. And it's just overwhelming. It's just something that just makes you so happy and so sad at the same time. It's awesome. It's truly an awesome feeling. It is a feeling that rises out of you and just explodes into prettiness and beauty. Whatever your interpretation of prettiness and beauty is when you get a victory. And it is such a pitfall when you get a fail like North Carolina. And I'm sure there are many, many, many bumps ahead in this oh so long stretch of road to natural equality. And I'm in the truck, man. I'm riding in the truck. I'm trying to spread awareness of LGBTQ events via my Craigslist, so I've been taking it easy around here personally, because Craigslist pretty much does what it does for itself. And though it may not get everybody's attention because Shreveport's Craigslist is pretty empty, it gets enough. It gets the young people's attention. I know there are probably hardly no old people around here on Craigslist. And you have to have the youth to be able to do it, but you also have to have the wisdom to be able to know what you're doing, and that's like a fine line thing. There's a lot of learning involved, and by the time I learn everything I need to know, I'm probably going to be old too. But in the meantime, I just want to say so many, many thank yous to the people that have been supportive, and the straight couples, straight people or whatever have been supportive, and everybody that's willing to include everybody, like, people not being shitty to us bisexuals, and people fighting for transgender equality, and people trying to get the word about, trying to raise intersex awareness. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. I did honor Harvey Milk Day. I honor and acknowledge Harvey Milk Day and Intersex Day, and I think National Drag Day is coming up. And we have a lot of stuff. We pretty much filled up the calendar with queerness. We're no longer avoidable. My website is below, and so are some other things, I think. I don't know. I'm out of it. I really just want to chat and just let people know what's going on around here. Shreveport is like, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one fighting down here, even though I'm not. It's just I don't really see the fruits of it, but it still feels good to do, so I'm going to keep on doing it. And I want people to join me in the efforts of raising the awareness of equality here, because if it's any place that knows what it's like to be unequal, it's this one and a few other backwoods places, I'm sure. It's this place in landmass is actually very big, but we have like a whole lot of work to do. So I just want everybody just chip in on it. And I don't want people to think about this as something that shouldn't be happening. It's something that should happen, because we can't, everybody wants to talk about how once upon a time interracial marriage was illegal, and yes, that's true, but there's just so much more to the story. Once upon a time, pretty much everything we see as commonplace was in the books illegal. Once upon a time, interfaith marriage was illegal. For example, a Jew could only marry another Jew, and that was it. And Christians couldn't marry anybody else. And anybody, interfaith marriage was unheard of. I mean, there's been so many fights over different types of marriages. So, I mean, everybody's fought their war. We have to fight ours. And I feel so hard for trans people. I am so glad I'm not trans. I know that's some really transphobic shit to say, but I wake up some days just thinking about it, and I was like, God damn it, I'm glad I'm not trans. Because trans people, especially trans women, they are discriminated against on levels I can't even imagine. I just hear about violence against them, and not only is there the violence against them, but then if the police are called, they get arrested, and the violence was against them. They are like terrorizing the victim, and that's just so awful and so wrong. And I don't already like the police anyway, so they're really not gaining any points with me. And I mean, if the thing about it is that we shouldn't be content with such a flawed system. Our system is so fucked up, and I am not even just talking about the police when I say this. We have the highest incarceration rate in the world, and we send people to jail and prison for some really stupid shit. I mean, even if they did so, I heard about that guy that said something on 4chan about blowing up a place where they play football, and they locked that dude up, and it was like a thread about, it was a threatening game. It was a game, and I guess whoever made the most terrorizing threat won, and somebody actually reported this dude's threat of blowing up the thing, even though this was a game on a forum on a website, and they actually locked that dude up. We are so dumb and insecure, and it's just awful. And then people find out about it, and then we wonder. I don't wonder why people hate Americans, because of the way we are. And it's like, we would just rather complain about it instead of actually do something about it. And it's like, well, I can't totally say that. There have been lots of changes made, but we really need to work on how we're locking people up here. And I just went off into a whole tangent. I don't know. It's hot outside, man. I've been outside today and it's hot. Love all and everyone. See you later.